Hello, and welcome to Ice is Slippery, an unserious podcast about hockey brought to you by 1.5 hockey fans. My name is Kate, and I'm the hockey fan.
And my name is Fred. I'm half a hockey fan.
Good morning, Fred. How are you today?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm doing well. We had to take a few minutes to settle in. We needed drinks and chapstick, and we had to wait for the cats to get settled. It's been a morning.
It's been quite the process.
We thought our neighbor's house was on fire.
That was the exciting part of this morning.
It was. We were ready to call for a fire truck, but it turned out he was just grilling something.
At 10 o'clock in the morning?
At 10 o'clock in the morning with lots of billowing smoke.
Billowing smoke.
In a fire-heavy state.
Yep.
So that wasn't very fun.
Under a red flag watch today.
Right. And we've had a house burn down before, too. So we're like extra paranoid.
Yeah. We're all traumatized this morning.
Yeah. It's just been a weird week in general for me.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Yeah. Our daughter is autistic, and she and I have a running joke that I have hockey autism. And I got neuropsych tested, and it turns out I actually just have regular autism.
Straight up regular.
Just straight up original recipe autism. So with a focus on hockey, I guess, like a minor in hockey.
Sure.
So anyway, that's something new and exciting I'm learning about myself at the ripe old age of almost 45.
Yeah.
So go me.
Go you.
Yeah. So anyway, that's why the hockey, I guess.
Yeah. Well.
And now we have a whole podcast about it.
Exactly. That's what happens.
All right. So with that being said, should we podcast?
I guess we should.
All right. Well, I'm going to start with some news outside of the NHL today. The Wisconsin Badgers women's ice hockey team won their 9th NCAA national championship, and this was their second year in a row taking home the title. We covered their win last year because they had a really cool win where they had a penalty shot that tied the game, and basically the girl volunteered to take the shot, I think, Kristen Sims.
Okay. Oh, right. Yeah. There was like, there was a whole thing around like who takes it. And she's like, well, I guess it's me. And he's like, all right, I guess so. But like normally they just send out their best person.
Right. Well, he always, I guess, asks because he doesn't want to just assign it to somebody. He wants somebody to do it. And she wasn't going to volunteer, but all of the teammates immediately were like, Kristen should do it. So she raised her hand, and then she did it. She tied the game, and she scored the OT game winner.
Yeah.
So they won again this year, and it was great. And we're familiar with some of their players this year, or more familiar, because we watched the Olympics, and several of their players were on the U.S. women's Olympic team. Kirsten Sims, the same one I was just talking about, Ava McNaughton, Layla Edwards, and the incomparable Caroline Harvey.
Nice.
So that's really great for them. And they had other players who were on other teams as well, not just the U.S. team. So yeah, fantastic for them. Really happy for them.
No, that's great. And it's nice that, like when they graduate, there's a career path out there now for them.
Right. That was not the case even 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So a lot of them have already been drafted to the PWHL and will be playing as soon as they graduate. And that's really fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really happy about that.
As am I. The PWHL is going to overtake the NHL. That's my 30-year 30-year
projection.
My 30-year projection, yes.
Listen, they're showing a huge amount of growth post-Olympics. Their viewership is rising on YouTube. Their attendance in their takeover tours is rising. I think they've now had 2 million people attend their games.
Nice.
Altogether, which is amazing. So, I just couldn't be more excited for the future of women's hockey. I think it's fantastic.
Yep.
And speaking of women's hockey, the PWHL had their first ever nationally televised game in the U.S. when the New York Sirens played the Montreal Victoire at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit yesterday. The game was available on the ION channel, which is accessible to over 126 million households.
Nice.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. ION. Yeah.
I mean, I know everybody like has YouTube, but there's a difference. Like you have to seek it out there. And
right.
Like just to have it on the TV where people can be flipping by and be like, oh, women's hockey, what's up?
And generally, like, yeah, everyone has ION. Like nobody watches ION, but like it's been around forever. It's one of those channels. It's like, oh yeah, and you get ION too.
Yeah, it's like Lifetime, ION.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I haven't seen any ratings yet, but I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, we missed that, huh?
We did. Well, we had a lot of hockey going on yesterday. So
that's true. And I was birding for a good chunk of the day.
I woke up and you were gone and you didn't come back for hours. So just out there looking at birds as per usual. Anyway, Montreal did win that game 3-1. All right, shifting over to the NHL. I'm going to start with the more notable news.
Okay.
So it may or may not be the end of an era. while he has not officially announced his retirement, Jaromir Jagr has said he doesn't anticipate playing another game anytime soon. Jagr is 54 years old, and he has been playing professional hockey for 38 years. His hockey career is the same age as Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
I, for one, will believe it when I see it. Like,
he's like over in Europe somewhere.
Yes, he is a part owner of a team over there where he's from.
And he decided to play this year.
He's been playing.
He's been playing.
He's been playing right along, but he said basically he's feeling a little older and he's feeling like maybe training and doing all that stuff is not like the thing for him to be doing anymore.
Yeah.
He says he probably doesn't have that many years left of mobility and he would maybe like to spend it doing other stuff. So,
well, good for him.
Yeah, again, I'll believe it when I see it. I think he's said it before. And
right.
I mean, that man will probably die with a hockey stick in his hands. So, I mean, yeah, but I mean, I hope to see him doing other things too. That would be nice for him. Alexander Ovechkin has now scored 1,000 career goals, a feat that has only been achieved by Wayne Gretzky until now. And this takes into account both regular season and playoff goals.
Okay.
His big record last year was just regular season goals, I think.
Okay,
so
sure.
That was like the big thing. Anyway, very cool. Would be cooler if we weren't like celebrating every single goal of his now.
He's like a nonstop Olympics. Like you're like, yay, you broke a record. Yay, you broke. Oh God, I'm tired.
Yeah, it's like everything's a record now. So now nothing's that cool. Like just celebrate the milestones like that one. Like 1,000 would have been really cool if we hadn't also had to celebrate 991 and 992 and 993. You know what I mean?
I certainly do.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm maxed out on Ovechkin.
You are. It's true.
Ovechkin maxing.
Unwillingly.
I don't think that's what that
unwillingly Ovechkin maxing. This week was the 30th anniversary of the Michigan goal. That happened when Mike Legg of University of Michigan scored a lacrosse-style goal during a college hockey game. And you apparently didn't know the origin of the Michigan goal.
You know, I mean, I probably did, but it was probably said offhand, you know, during a game or something, or you said it to me, and I didn't pay attention. And yeah, I definitely don't remember seeing the original clip of it.
I don't think I'd ever showed you the original clip. I feel like I had probably told you about the origin, but you know, visual aids help you remember things. So yeah, I sent you the original clip on the day of the anniversary. And I don't know, I think it's a neat little bit of hockey history. It really, I think, changed the game in a lot of ways. Like that's why we have some of those more exciting plays. I mean, all of the kids started doing that like after that.
Yeah.
The next year, it was like all of the kids are trying to do a Michigan goal. So
yeah, no, it was very cool to see. And the style of hockey, because that was old, is just interesting to like compare against today. Like, God, it just seems so slow and rough.
I also just watching the clip, it's from 1996 and it feels like it's a 90-year-old clip just because of the quality of it. And I'm like, I was in high school then. Like, it's not that bad. But then I remember that I'm turning 45 in a few weeks. And I'm like, okay.
No, that all sneaks up on you pretty fast. You're like, man, that was not high definition, was it?
No, it sure was not. So this is some news from a little over a week ago, but I think it's worth mentioning. Last Saturday, the Islanders played the Montreal Canadiens, and at one point, some words broke out between the teams. Jakub Dobeš, the Habs goalie, said afterwards, quote, "I heard everything that was going on between the benches. There was something that one player said on the other team that probably shouldn't be said, and I just told the referees, hey, please be careful. This stuff doesn't belong to the game, blah, blah, blah. I told him, hey, don't act like that. And that's pretty much it." So Dobeš kind of has a history of chirping the other teams, like last year during the playoffs when the Habs were playing the Canadiens and there was that big bench brawl. It kind of started because he was just chirping the Capitals the whole time.
Okay. I like that. He's a funny guy.
He's great. He says he's dialed that back because, you know, everybody else has to get involved and that's not cool. He also says he's not very good at chirping, so he should probably get
I don't think any of them really are.
No, they definitely are.
Every time I overhear something like, that's what you guys are saying out there, it's like, let me out there. I would be tearing these guys down.
Yeah, I got an English degree. Like I will make these bitches cry.
Exactly.
Anyway, he said like he wasn't really chirping, but basically he just heard something inappropriate and was like, hey, don't say that. And, you know, nobody knows exactly what was said. Everybody sort of immediately jumped to the conclusion that it was probably Tony D'Angelo saying something homophobic because Tony D'Angelo.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, I don't know exactly what was said, but I do really like this concept of a hockey player hearing something unacceptable that shouldn't be said on the ice and bringing it to the attention of the officials.
It's a pretty baller move.
It's a pretty baller move. And then actually like saying what it was to the press and being like, hey.
Oh, yeah. Not doing the normal like, oh, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, no, saying somebody said something that wasn't cool. And I was like, that's not cool.
Yeah.
In other news, the Canadians have stopped allowing him to be available for press.
Have they really?
They have. It wasn't just that. It was another thing too. But
okay.
I guess he's a little too honest. But anyway, I love you, Dobesh.
Yeah.
You're my friend.
He's at media training right now.
Oh, poor kid.
Ruins everybody.
It sure does.
Tell us what you think.
Right? I know. I want to know it. Rasmus Dahlin's fiance, Carolina Madovac, attended her first Sabres game of the season. We've talked about her on the podcast this year. She, over the summer, had a medical emergency, ended up having to have a heart transplant. She was pregnant at the time and lost the pregnancy. So it was really good to see her back, at the arena. She got a really warm welcome from the crowd. And it was really cute when they, kind of showed her on the screen. Rasmus Dahlin looked up and just smiled so big and was just so happy to see her there. And I don't know, I just thought that was a really nice moment and something worth mentioning.
That's awesome.
And then just another bit of noteworthy news, Erik Karlsson is having an unbelievable season right now. In March alone, he has 9 goals and 14 assists for a total of 23 points.
Is that good?
That's very good.
No, I know.
Especially for an aging defenseman who people have sort of been complaining that he was washed up for a few years.
Yeah.
I've seen people saying on Reddit, like, what were the old coaches doing to him? Were they going out there and saying like, okay, now play your very worst? What? I don't get it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, he's been looking really great ever since Dan Muse came. So
yeah, no, he seems like a threat when he's on the ice.
he sure does. And we'll talk more about that later.
He certainly is a threat. He doesn't only seem like it, but he is a threat.
He can be very threatening, it turns out. I do have some funnier, more lighthearted news. Mika Zibanejad played his 1,000th career game, and his teammates all showed up wearing matching Mika t-shirts and wigs to celebrate him, sort of different wigs celebrating his hairstyles throughout the years. And I just take this as further proof that hockey players will take any opportunity to dress up in a silly little costume. And you know what? Hard same. Like, I relate to that a lot.
Yeah, and that's good for them. I feel like they wouldn't have done that last year, maybe.
Oh, the Rangers? Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So I think that is a really good sign that they are doing something fun and silly and lighthearted because, yeah, I don't think they're even usually allowed to do that. But
right.
Yeah, no, wigs for them. That's just like a whole new thing.
Casual Friday.
Casual wig day. Devin Cooley continues to be a delight. In an interview, he said, I think goalies should be allowed to show a little bit of emotion. I think if you get scored on, you should be allowed to be pissed for 5 to 10 seconds, like throw a tantrum on the ice. I do it all the time in practice. I'd love to do it in a game without people judging. He was basically saying that, like, if you did that, people would think you were mentally soft and it would be a whole thing in the press. And he's like, let goalies show emotion. Like, we're allowed to show emotion just for a few seconds and then we can like move on and just get right back into the game and it's fine.
Yeah.
And he's right. Like, the goalies don't have to be stoic all the time. And if they do throw a little fit, it doesn't mean they're mentally weak or anything. It just means that they're mad, but then they can get it back together.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like when we do see goalies mad, it's usually after they've been just decimated and their defense isn't doing anything. And they're finally like, fuck.
Right. Like, but if it's just like, oh, I let in a stupid little goal and you just have a little, stomp your little skates on the ice and then you just get over it, like it might help just to release that steam instead of like internalizing it and just kind of decompensating.
Yeah, I honestly, if I was a goalie, I'd break my stick after every goal.
Every goal.
I'd
every
be,
single
God damn
one.
it.
I'd have a spare stick that I would keep just for breaking.
Exactly.
It'd be great. And that's one of the many reasons I'm not allowed to play sports.
That's true. And Devin Cooley, that interview, he reminds me a lot of over-caffeinated me.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
yeah. He just does not take a breath.
Nope.
It's just nonstop, go, go, go. There is not a lot of punctuation.
I feel like I would love to ask him this, but I would be like, when you're talking, do you feel like people don't listen to you a lot of the time? And he'd probably be like, yeah. I'd be like, yeah, me too. It's because we're saying so much and we have so much going on, but
there are a lot of words at times.
Yeah. It's so anyway, I think he's fantastic. I wish him the best. I would like to see him get out of Calgary maybe and get to a team that I watch every now and then.
Yeah, I don't know. He seems to be enjoying himself in Calgary, though. So
True.
maybe they'll turn it around next year. We'll see. I did like in the interview, he was just beaming the whole time. He's just such a smiley guy.
He is, yeah.
Eric Comrie wanted to remind the league that he is also an unhinged goalie. When he was asked about goalie interference, he said, "That's Helly's thing. I think goalies are free game. Run them over and score, NHL hit style. You ever play NHL hits? You're allowed to hit the goalie in that game. Go ahead and do it."
Nice.
Yeah. So according to Eric Comrie,
Comrie says, bring it on.
Comrie says, bring it on. Comrie says, you can run into me. I like it.
Yeah. He's not even that big, is he?
No, I think he's pretty small.
He looks tiny.
Yeah. And he only drinks water.
Right.
But he's ready to fight.
Man, give that boy some Kool-Aid. Get him out there fighting.
Absolutely. He's going to destroy everybody. It's going to be great. Put him up against the Capitals. He's going to take Tom Wilson down. It's going to be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, the Anaheim Ducks played the Vancouver Canucks. Players in the game included Elias Pettersson, Marcus Pettersson, Linus Karlsson, Leo Carlsson, and John Carlson. I hope that the broadcasters got hazard pay for that game.
Yeah, that's rough.
I just don't even know how you do that.
I honestly know what one of the Petterssons looks like, but I couldn't pick him out on the ice. Like, yeah.
Yeah. He looks kind of like a baby bird without his helmet on.
Which one?
Elias Pettersson.
I don't know which one you're talking about.
Right. But that's the one you would know on site.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he does look like a bird.
He does. But yeah, it's, no, I don't know how you call that game. Are you just like, okay, it's going to be Pettersson number 1, Pettersson number 2, and Pettersson number 3.
Yeah.
And Carlson number 1, Carlson number 2, and number 3. And then you just are like, Pettersson 1.
I'd give him nicknames. I'd have to.
I mean, I think you do. I mean, yeah, they do call him like PD and DPD for like the...
Sure.
Yeah, because one of them is a defenseman. I don't know. Gabe Landeskog missed 6 games after taking a 96-mile-per-hour slap shot earlier this month in the groin from Cale Makar. And he confirmed this week that he had to have a, quote, quick surgery to, quote, fix some things. He also confirmed that he broke some ribs earlier in the season when he took a hard collision into the net during a game. I remember that it looked really, really painful and bad. So.
I thought it looked mildly okay, but like ouchy. But yeah.
Nope, he broke some ribs.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's definitely worse than I thought.
Yeah, no, it looked pretty bad. I'm starting to wonder if Cale Makar has something against Landeskog because it was his skate that cut him that like led to him missing years.
Mm-hmm.
So like, does he just want to be the prettiest boy on the team?
I don't know.
What's happening here? So like unchecked aggression, who can say?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I could see that behind those eyes of his.
Yeah, I mean, it would be more likely to be Nathan McKinnon, but
yeah.
Maybe Makar's like, I'm also angry.
Right.
I mean, no man that is like that into lawn care is completely sane.
No, that's
all
true.
I'm saying.
I must say 96 miles an hour with a puck to the testicles.
Yeah.
I'm not no thanks.
We saw the cup afterwards, right?
It was dented.
It was dented. Yeah. So like, I don't care how much protection you have. Like that's not ideal.
Yeah. And those cups, I mean, I haven't worn one since JV and what do you call it?
Junior varsity?
Yeah. And varsity soccer.
Yeah.
Which I did. And they do an okay job, but they're not perfect.
I mean, I imagine ones for professional athletes are a little bit better, but not against a 96-mile-an-hour slap shot.
Yeah, no, I mean, that looked like the cups like I used to use. So, yeah, things can go wrong with those for sure.
Yeah, no, that's fucking crazy. So I don't even have those parts, and I felt very sad for him. The silliest goal of the week came during the Calgary victory over the LA Kings. In the 4th round of the shootout, Yegor Sharangovich completely faked out Darcy Kemper by losing control of the puck and accidentally sliding it beneath him.
Yeah, that was sick.
It was great. We watched it. Did we watch it live?
Yeah, we did.
I feel like we watched it live.
Somehow.
It was great. I think nothing else was on. He looked so sheepish when he was skating away. Like it was the 4th round of the shootout. So it was the unequivocal game winner. Like everybody knew it was the winner after that. And it was just so stupid.
Yeah. I mean, if he did that on purpose, it would have been sick.
But he absolutely didn't. It's just he was trying to like fake him out or something and then like go elsewhere. But it just slid right off his stick and just went right between his legs. And
yep.
It was so funny.
It was either a forehand backhand or a backhand forehand that didn't quite make it to the second part of that equation.
Exactly.
Yep.
It was bizarre. And yeah, he looked so like, oops, when he skated off. Everybody came out to celebrate him and he was like trying not to laugh basically.
Yeah.
So I loved that. And then finally, Yanni Gourde of the Tampa Bay Lightning slapped Brady Tkachuk after Tkachuk hit him in the back of the head. And honestly, who amongst us has not wanted to slap a Tkachuk? So, today we are all Yanni Gourde.
Yeah, no complaints, no issues with that.
Exactly.
That should just be allowed every game.
I think, every game.
A slap per period against.
One slap per period. Yeah, because you really got to give everybody a chance.
Yeah, against Brady Tkachuk only, though.
Well, and Matthew Tkachuk.
Oh, that's fine, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could also bring Keith in there. I wouldn't be mad about that.
Slap Keith?
Yeah.
No, he's old.
I think he could take it.
Yeah, he certainly could.
Anyway, slap a Tkachuk.
Slap a Tkachuk.
Bring it up at the next CBA. That's all I'm saying.
That's all we're saying.
That's all we're saying.
Just get that rule in there.
Yeah, I think that probably there are people who would be on my side, including many hockey players.
I don't think anyone would vote against. I feel like the Tkachuks would vote for it.
I think they would have a great time. Only they can't slap back.
No. Yeah, that'd be a penalty then.
Yeah, no, then it's a penalty. They get a free slap, no penalty. But if the Tkachuks hit back, then it's a penalty.
Yep, absolutely.
I think this is a completely reasonable rule, and that's exactly what we should do.
I think we rewrite the rule book here.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yep.
Maybe future game time, new rules for the NHL.
New rules, and we'll open with the Dua Lipa song.
That's exactly what I was just thinking. So once again, we shared the brain cell.
Mm-hmm.
That is all I have for the news. Did you have anything that we didn't cover that we should be covering in Fred's Corner of Stuff that we haven't talked about?
Well, no, not really. Let's see here. I wrote down Downtown Connor Brown for some reason. I think that's from like last week or something.
Yeah, that sounds right. I think we watched a game and Connor Brown was in it, and maybe an announcer said Downtown Connor Brown.
No, that's just what I call him.
Oh, okay. That's just what you call him.
He's on some other team now. It's like, hey, it's Downtown Connor Brown.
Okay. Yeah, that checks out.
I think he's Julie Brown's brother.
Definitely not.
No? Oh,
no.
Okay. I must have got that info wrong. What else do I have? So we were talking about Devin Cooley. This is all I have, other than a couple other things.
This is all I have, and then also some other stuff, but just this, and then the other
things. Yeah, right. But the Flames warm up. I don't.
Yes,
because we were talking about Cooley and our boys Frost and
Farabee, former Flyers who got traded to Calgary together because you cannot separate pair bonded boys.
Frostby.
Just Frostby.
Oh, Frostby.
Just Frostby.
Yep.
They are in Calgary now. They are still best buddies, it looks like. And they also have, I think it's Blake Coleman is now part of this new warm-up ritual that they have, where it involves like a lot of sort of smacking each other in the butt with sticks and also maybe getting knighted.
Yeah, there's all kinds of...
like a sword where they're knighting each other.
They're doing all kinds
of
silly...
There's kneeling.
Yep.
It's it's silly. It's mildly homoerotic. It's hockey. It's just what it is.
Usual hockey.
Yeah. And then they have another player, is it maybe Zane Perrick, who was sort of off to the side and like watching them the other day and sort of mocking what they were doing.
I think so.
It was very cute.
Yep.
I like that. I like that even though they're pretty far out of the, contention for doing anything this year, they seem to be having a good time. So
yeah, no, that is great. And I don't know if this is still true, but whenever they showed that on the game, the announcer said they haven't lost since they started doing this.
That was correct. Yes. So I have not kept up, so I don't know if that is still true. But listen, vibes are very important. That's an important ingredient, and I stand by that.
Absolutely.
And all of my expertise as a hockey professional broadcaster, I'm like, vibes.
Yep. Well, that's all I had.
Okay, so the other things weren't actually other things?
Well, I mean, no, I was going to talk about vacuums and Blackpink, which doesn't seem appropriate for the podcast.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about both of those topics, and I can't think of how they would relate to hockey. So, all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's move on and talk about the Flyers. So before we get into the games this week, let's talk about some exciting personnel news I found out right before we started recording.
Oh, yeah, you told me there's going to be a breaking news item that I don't know.
Yes, you don't know. I mean, you don't know a lot of stuff.
Well, it's true.
This is kind of breaking news.
I mean, recapping the games we watched is kind of breaking news to me, honestly.
Right. You're like, I've seen that, but do I remember it? Absolutely not. No. So I informed you this morning that Michigan State got knocked out of the NCAA men's championship.
Right.
Race right before going to the Frozen Four. It was sort of a surprise upset bid from Wisconsin.
Yeah, we watched the last 4 minutes of that game today, right? We
did. Yeah, we watched the last 4 minutes of that this morning. My dad actually texted me about the game yesterday, and I was like, yeah, I know. Porter Martone, who's a Flyers prospect, is playing for MSU. He's had a great season. I think he's had like 50 points for them. So
Nice.
Anyway, it occurred to me before the podcast, wait, if Michigan State's season is over, does that mean Porter Martone is going to come to Philly?
Oh,
Guess what? He signed a 3-year deal.
3 years. Wow. Right out the gate, 3 years.
Yeah. Basically, this is going to be like a burn year. So they're going to get him in probably as early as Tuesday, if not maybe Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And this will be considered his first year. So basically, they're just burning a year off his contract.
Okay.
And yeah, they're going to get him in for, hopefully playoffs if they make it to the playoffs, but they're making a push.
I mean, they are. They keep winning games and stuff.
Yeah, he had 50 points, 25 goals, 25 assists in 35 games this season.
Nice.
So he could really be something that they have been missing. And we know he's got a lot of, spice to his game. He's also like a lifelong Flyers fan. There's a picture of him as a little kid hanging out with Wayne Simmons. So I don't know. This could be really exciting.
It is exciting. Yeah. No, very cool.
Yeah, part of the new sort of youth revolution going on over in Philly. So.
Yeah, the team is like so different looking. Like these names, like I do know their names, and now Dallas is adding people that I don't know their names, but I'm starting to like grasp who's on the Flyers now.
It helps for me because with both of those teams, I do pay attention to who's coming up in the system. But yeah, for you, I think it's just like total randomness when somebody new comes in.
Oh, yeah. No,
I knew who Bump and Bonk and Barkey were. And obviously I know about Martone, but you're like, who in the what now?
Yeah. No, you told me about Bump and
Bonk.
And Bonk, just because of the names.
Yeah, they have fun names.
But I do not follow the feeder systems of hockey.
Yeah, I don't follow all of them, so I'm not that crazy, but I'm just a little crazy. Again, hockey autism, it's a thing. So anyway, yeah, he signed 3-year entry-level contract this morning. So yeah, I'm super excited to see
That's
what happens
awesome.
there.
Get in there and Tocchet will ruin them.
Yeah, that is the downside. So
yeah,
maybe Tocchet will get fired. Ugh,
he's not. I don't see any future where he's not there.
No, probably not.
Ugh.
It's almost my birthday, Danny Briere. You can do something really cool for my birthday and fire Rick Tocchet.
Fire Rick Tocchet.
Bring back Torts.
They don't even have to bring back Torts. They just got to get rid of Tocchet.
Bring back Torts.
No, bring back Torts.
Yeah. All right. Hello, listeners. It's currently 4:18 p.m. Mountain Time. We recorded this episode earlier this morning and had it all just about ready to post. And then there is some breaking news that came in, and we felt the need to add it to the episode we had already recorded. So here it is.
This is just unprecedented.
Hot off the presses.
Hot off the presses. We had to come back and record this.
You actually found out before I did.
True.
And you were like, hey, there's hockey news. And I was like, what is it? And you were like, go look. And I was like, what? And then I found out Las Vegas fired Bruce Cassidy as coach.
Yes.
Which is pretty major already.
Right.
Like, that's huge. There's like 10 games left in the season.
Certainly a decision was made.
He's been with them maybe since the beginning. He's been there, or not the beginning, no, because Pete DeBoer was there, but he's been there a long time.
He won them a cup, right?
He won them a cup. He's been there. He's a staple as much as you can be a staple with an organization with that much turnover.
Right.
But he's out, and guess who is in?
Who?
Your friend and mine, John Tortorella.
Oh my God, my life is complete.
Yeah, but he's in Vegas.
I don't care.
You don't care?
I'm getting a Vegas hat. No, I just pre-game, post-game interviews.
You're so excited.
Holy shit. Are you kidding me?
This is wild.
It is wild because we do not like Vegas, but
we know they are our enemy.
They're our enemy.
And yet
the man with the plan is going to go there and do his thing. And I just, I couldn't be more excited for him. I don't care about the Knights.
Yeah, no, the Knights have really been struggling this season. And, for a while they were dealing with a lot of injuries, so it wasn't that big of a surprise, but the injuries have kind of been healing up and the scoring has not been so much. And a lot of people have been unhappy with Cassidy's coaching, with, Mitch Marner being on center, different things like that. So it's still a very bold move to fire a coach this late in the season, but they are still, very much in the mix for a playoff spot. And I guess they just really want to make sure they get into the playoffs.
That's true, right? Like they're probably going to get in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, they have a very good chance of getting into the playoffs. Like they're right in the mix there.
I do believe we talk about that later in the podcast.
I do believe we do. Time travel, etc.
Yes.
But yeah, this is wild.
It is absolutely wild. It's just so nice to have my life coach back in the
Your
mix.
mentor.
My mentor.
Your personal hero.
Yeah.
I am really excited. I think that the NHL really isn't the NHL without John Tortorella, that unhinged little guy. He's just my favorite.
He's 5'8".
He's a little guy. I'm 5'8" too, so I can say that. He's just a little guy, and he's very unhinged. And I don't know, man.
This is just gonna rock the NHL world.
It's completely insane. I'm freestyling here. I don't have notes for this. I am shocked. I am shocked, and I'm not appalled. I'm whatever the opposite of appalled is.
Yeah, you're shock and awe.
Something. Yeah. I am something. And I think it's great because I like John Tortorella. I wish he wasn't with Vegas.
Right. Very confusing. So him with Eichel, Marner.
Mark Stone.
I don't know. I think it's a good fit. Honestly, they seem so manly and brutish, or at least they pretend to be or something.
They are generally, I think, a pretty brutish team.
Right.
And yeah, I think he'll be really excited to coach good players.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that'll be really exciting for him because there are good players on that team, and the team has the capability of being very good. We've seen them. I mean, they've been pretty excellent.
Yeah. Their
entire lifespan so far. So if anybody can whip them into shape very quickly, it is probably him.
No, absolutely.
And as much as he has a reputation for being a little bit of a psychopath.
I mean, a little bit. I mean, the man can slam revolving doors.
He sure can.
Or whatever Chuck Norris joke you want to insert.
Whatever. But players generally seem to like and respect him, even though he is tough.
Right. I wonder what Marner's stance is on Tortorella.
It'll be interesting because Tortorella is not necessarily unlike Mike Babcock, who was the terrible coach in Toronto, who basically tortured Marner when he was a rookie and for a few years beyond.
Yeah.
And then went to Columbus and then was promptly fired before the season even started for basically harassing players and going through their phones.
Yeah, I don't think Torts is in that space now.
I don't think Torts is that bad. I think Torts has mellowed a lot in his older years. Whatever he did to Cam York, notwithstanding.
Well, just, I mean, he's had anyway. But he's not at Tampa Bay levels of rage anymore. He seems, I don't know.
And also, Mitch Marner is kind of a grown-up now, so he's not a rookie.
Yep.
He has status, and I think he knows how to speak up for himself now. So, and also, he's very much like a people pleaser, and so I think he'll just be excited to do whatever his coach wants him to do. And if Torts likes that.
Puppy dog stuff, right?
Very much, yeah. So I think Torts will just be like, oh, you mean I have a really good player who will just do what I ask him to do? This is great. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I think Torts and Marner could be a deadly duo.
Right.
I'm kind of excited to see what Torts brings out of Marner. It could really be what he needs to take his game to the next level.
Yeah.
Or it could be what sends him to the mental hospital.
Well,
one or the other.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I think he'll be okay. And who else we got on this team that? I mean, we basically named the peeps already. Jack Eichel and him seems fine. I think
so too.
Right. Barbashev and him fine. Nick Dowd.
Oh yeah, Nick Dowd was with the Capitals until recently, so that'll be interesting.
Hurdle.
Hurdle could be interesting.
Yeah, who knows what it'll be, but it's just the most exciting thing that's ever happened.
It's truly, I mean, it blows everything else that's happened this week out of the water. And I've had very personally exciting news happen to me this week. So
exactly.
Forget about all of that. John Tortorella is going to Vegas, and fuck Vegas. But hi, John Torts. We love you.
Yeah.
All right. I guess back to your regularly scheduled programming or whatever. Bye. Anyway, on to the games. The Flyers have been having a pretty solid week. On Tuesday, they did lose to the Blue Jackets, but it was a close loss at 3-2, and they battled it out until the end. Also, my favorite ice criminal, Mason Marchment, did have the game winner for Columbus, so I can't be too mad about it.
You can't be too upset.
I love him.
Did we watch that game?
We did not. I don't think. I think it was on against something else.
We saw the Marchment goal, though.
Yes, I believe we did.
Yeah.
Maybe we saw part of the game. I don't know. There's been a lot of hockey. Things are blurring together.
Absolutely.
On Thursday, the Flyers had an absolutely dominant performance against Chicago at home. It kicked off with the aforementioned Alex Bump scoring just 48 seconds into the game. And then that was followed up with a goal by Sean Couturier just 2 minutes later. Spencer Knight, the goalie for Chicago, came up with some big saves to keep the score at 2-0 until Denver Barkey got on the board in the second period. Connor Bedard scored one for Chicago midway through the second, but before Chicago could get any momentum going, Noah Cates answered with a goal for Philly, and then Christian Dvorak scored again with under 30 seconds left in the second period, taking the score to 5-1.
Yeah.
Both of the goaltenders locked it down in the third, so 5-1 ended up being the final score. Sam Ersson was in net for Philly, by the way, and he looked really solid. So
yeah, he was looking better this week, right?
He was. He looks really good when he doesn't have to be the guy.
Right.
So, just let him come in and back up Vladar, and I think just finding the right balance between them is all that you kind of really need.
It's a competent duo.
Competent duo is like the best way to describe it.
Yeah. Although Vladar certainly has his moments of carrying the team to the victory.
He does.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long that's sustainable because over his career, he has not been that guy. But
yeah.
I mean, gosh, he wants to be a starter, so let's let him keep trying it. But besides being a good showing in net for Sam Ersson, it also just showed that the Flyers can have a lot of depth when they're firing on all cylinders. In that game alone, Bump, Dvorak, Cates, and Tippett all had 2 points, and Barkey, Glendening, Michkov, Couturier, and Zegras each got a point as well. So
that's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points going around.
So many points. Then last night, the Flyers played the Red Wings, and we actually got to watch the whole game again. The Flyers, once again, looked kind of amazing, honestly.
They certainly were okay looking.
They were good. I mean, they really dominated the first part of the game for sure.
Like the first two periods, really.
Absolutely. Owen Tippett opened the scoring 4 minutes into the first period on a goal that had like a surprising amount of finesse to it.
Tippett.
Yeah, like he entered fast, but it wasn't just kind of one of his like big slam it towards the net and maybe it goes in, maybe it doesn't. Like he kind of was dancing around with it right up to the very end, and it had kind of a soft touch. Like, yeah. I was really impressed with it.
Yeah, no, Tippett, I mean, I said this last night, like he heard my criticism and adjusted really fast. Like Robertson heard my criticism and it took him, 4 or 5 months to get on track. But like Tippett was like, oh shit, Fred doesn't think I'm any good. Well, watch this. And he's just been really great.
Well, Robertson doesn't care about your opinion because he knows who he is.
Fair enough.
And Owen Tippett has like redhead solidarity with you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, spoiler alert, I have red hair.
Yeah. So he's like, oh no, I can't let my redhead bro down. Yep. So
no, he's, he's always frustrated me. And
well, just because he has so much potential, but then it's just like he's so hot and cold with it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a national broadcast, and one of them, I think it was Ray Ferraro, was saying like he should be a 40 goal scorer, and I don't know why he isn't.
35, he said.
He said 35 at first, then he went up to 40.
Okay, fair enough. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, or maybe it was 40 and then he went down to 35.
Either way,
he's like, he should be a X amount of goal scorer, and I don't know why he isn't. So he was also frustrated, but
yep.
Owen Tippett just kept being good because then he scored another goal on the power play. And then Noah Cates scored another power play goal a few minutes later. And then 8 minutes into the third, Philly was on the power play yet again when Owen Tippett scored his third of the night, completing the hat trick and taking the score to 4-0. So this is great. It's the third period.
Game's locked in.
Flyers are up 4-0.
Time to leave and beat traffic.
I'm literally, my next note is around this time, a lot of Detroit fans started leaving the arena.
Yeah.
So they missed it when the Red Wings put up a solid comeback attempt. With 6 minutes left in the third, Mason Appleton finally got on the board for Detroit, and that really lit a fire under the team.
As soon as that goal went in, the spark they looked just flat and dead the whole game. Like, just like, I don't know. There's some kind of fancy word Razor would say for how they looked. Like,
yeah.
Like, they just didn't look good. Like, I did not enjoy watching them when they had the puck.
Yeah.
And then third period, they were like, oh, okay, we got a little mojo. And then that goal, and then they looked fantastic.
They did. They just had so much pep in their step. It was really kind of crazy. Like, they just, all of a sudden, the Flyers could not get out of,
oh, yeah.
I mean, they couldn't clear the puck, and the Red Wings were just in the offensive zone at all times, it felt like, and just shot after shot after shot. So yeah, Appleton scored. And then in the next 3 minutes, Alex DeBrincat and Lucas Raymond also scored. And then suddenly the score was 4-3 with almost 4 minutes left in the game. But after Detroit pulled their goalie, Sean Couturier gave the Flyers a little breathing room with an empty net goal. And Philly did hold on to the win with a final score of 5-3. And with those 2 regulation wins, the Flyers are still in the mix for a wild card spot, and they're looking pretty alive. And Tippett is now leading the team with 27 goals and is only 1 goal off of tying his best season ever.
Awesome.
Yeah, and his best season ever, he had 28 goals. So
nice.
Yeah. So,
all right. Good deal.
We still got some games left to play. So, and he's been on a hot streak. So hopefully he can continue with that. But as we were just saying, he's streaky. So who knows?
Yeah. And I guess what's his face? Taco was like hyping him up in the pre-game press conference, saying that like he's like carrying the team or something, or like real good or whatever. So it turned out he just needed to hear those positive words from Taco and got the hat trick.
And the negative words from you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I'm the
you're bad cop. Rick Tocchet is good cop and you're bad cop. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah, we could do a buddy cop show.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
That would be bad. All
right, let's go ahead and move on to the Dallas Stars. And I'm just going to admit it straight up. The Stars have not been doing quite as well as the Flyers. As we know, their 15-game point streak came to an end on March 16th. And while they did win their next game against the Avs, they then lost to the Wild in a shootout after that. And then that was followed up this week by 3 more losses. On Sunday, we had a pretty tight back and forth battle with Vegas, but they got the 3-2 victory after a late goal in the third.
Who got the victory?
Vegas.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
One good thing about that game, though, was that Wyatt Johnston scored his 23rd power play goal of the season and officially passed Dino Ciccarelli for the franchise record for power play goals in a single season, which is pretty incredible for a 22-year-old player.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been just bonkers on the power play this year.
Yeah. No, I mean, you don't want to see him on you don't want to see him on the power play. If you're on the other team.
You really don't. If you're a Stars fan, you do want to see him on the power play.
Absolutely.
So yeah, no, it's so great. So it would have been nice to pull out the victory too, but at least we had something to celebrate that day.
Yeah, that game was overall kind of meh.
I mean, it's Vegas.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just very sort of like back and forth and kind of grindy. And
it was grindy, right?
Yeah. It just wasn't super fun to watch.
Nope.
On Thursday, we played the Islanders for the first time since Mikko Rantanen brutally murdered Alexander Romanov. Oh, wait. Okay. No, hang on. I'm just getting a report that Romanov did not die. He was seriously injured and has been out all season, which is truly terrible. But Mikko Rantanen hit him and he got tangled up with another Islanders player. It was bad. But the way people talk online, Mikko Rantanen did, in fact, murder him at center ice.
And then went into hiding.
Yes, because Mikko Rantanen did not play on Thursday, and everybody was like, what a coward. He's not going to play the Islanders because he doesn't want to face up to what he's done and get the retribution.
Patrick Waugh is going to come out there and punch him in the face.
Patrick Waugh is going to jump right over onto the ice. Patrick Waugh is going to be in goal, and there's going to be a goalie on forward fight. The thing is that Mikko Rantanen hasn't played for 15 games because he was injured at the Olympics.
Yeah.
And I think Mikko Rantanen's pretty clever. I don't know if he's going to commit to missing 15 games so he doesn't have to answer the bell for an Islanders player.
That seems like a really hard call out from work.
Yeah, I mean, he's 6'4". His nickname is Moose, the Moose. I mean, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem very afraid of physical confrontation.
He certainly doesn't. He seems to invite it.
We also have a lot of people on the team who will fight if people go after him. We've got Jamie Benn will still fight.
Yep.
We've got Leon Bichel, who's huge.
He's ready to fight.
We have Tyler Myers now.
He's a fighter.
We have Justin Ritskovian, who's tiny, but probably the scariest.
That's all you need.
Yeah. I mean, we got a whole crew who will back him up. So, yeah, I mean, maybe Mikko Rantanen sat out 15 games because he's afraid of the Islanders, or maybe he was injured and continued to be injured. You decide.
Yeah.
I'll let everybody else decide. Anyway, the Stars played the Islanders, and it was honestly pretty boring. It was a really low-scoring game. Bo Horvat, or Ho Horvat, as you call him.
Yeah, I like to call him Ho Horvat.
scored in the first period. And then nothing else happened until the third when the Islanders scored again and went up 2-0. With just 3 minutes left to go, Matt Duchene got the Stars on the board. But even after pulling Otter, we couldn't make it happen again. And we lost 2-1. And I yawned a lot. It was, I mean, again, the Islanders are super boring to me. So
you were at a thing, I think, for like the first period. So
I was, yeah. I missed the Hoborvat goal because I was doing a thing with our kid.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh, I should turn on the game so at least we could like pause it or maybe rewind it or something. And I turned it on and literally 10 seconds later, Hoborvat scores that goal. And it was sick. Their entry and their passing, I was like, oh shit, I think I did this. I think that's my fault. Like,
yeah, that sounds like you.
Yeah. So
oops, you're bad.
My bad.
Oh, shit. You know what? I forgot to talk about Tuesday because I'm just still so annoyed about Mikko Rantanen.
Oh, you just moved right on?
I did. Yeah. Okay. So let me just backtrack a little bit. So yeah, we lost to Vegas. And then before we lost to the Islanders, we did also lose to the Devils on Tuesday.
Sure.
And that was, I think, our worst loss. So we gave up 4 goals in the first period in that game. And Jake Ottinger was pulled from the game at the end of the first period, which was pretty rough. And there were some saves he probably should have made. But really, I think a lot of the issues came from the defense on that game, who forgot to show up.
Razor was unhappy.
He was not happy with Otter.
He was not like couching his words. Like he was like, they look terrible. They look bad. He should have had that one. That's a breakdown there. Like he was calling him out for sure.
Nope. He was not mincing his words at all. We did tighten up the game in the second period. And we actually scored some goals. And so then we were only down 4-3 instead of 4-1. So
that's nice.
That was nice. But then in the third period, Timo Meier scored again for Jersey. Maverick Bork scored and made it a 1-goal game again. And the Stars did push, but then Jersey clinched the victory with an empty net goal. And it was 6-4. So really just that first period set the tone. And like we did a lot better in the last 2 periods, but the first period was so bad. There's just like no bouncing back from that.
Yeah, they just got dominated. I would also like to say I don't know this man, but I don't like Timo Myers.
There's something unlikable about him. I think.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, and that's not going to change. I just don't like him.
That's fine. You know, that's the thing about hockey is you can just have indescribable feuds with people that you've never met and will never meet. You know, JT Miller, my enemy, still to this day. Always will be. Anyway.
Yep. No, he's not my enemy, but I don't like him.
That is fair and valid. Yesterday, though, things were finally looking up for the Dallas Stars. The boys were looking like their old selves again. Mikko Rantanen was activated off IR earlier in the day. And a lot of Redditors put on their tinfoil hats because they thought the timing of him coming back right after the Islanders game was really sus. I happen to think it was more because Sam Steele got injured in, I think, maybe the Vegas game and got sent back to Dallas for evaluation, which put us down a total of 5 forwards at that point. Like pretty soon we're going to be oops all defense. Like,
yeah, right.
Or oops no forwards. Like we are losing players at an alarming pace. So I think Mikko is just like, okay, close enough. Like he was anticipated to be back around the end of the road trip, maybe. So I think it's just like close enough. I guess I'm coming in because I think we would have had to call somebody up or play with 7D.
Right. There's no e-buff. Right.
There's no e-buff. No. At any rate, we faced the Penguins, and I will admit that once again, we looked terrible during the first period of this game as well.
I tell you, and I think Josh was talking about that too. Like they have not been good in first periods this season.
It's not just this season. It's an ongoing thing. It's part of why I describe them as ADHD icons. We either show up really late to the game, like we suck ass in the first period, and then we're like, oh, that's right. We were supposed to play a hockey game, and then they get really good. Or they play amazing, and then they lose interest with like 10 minutes left to go and let the other team score a bunch of goals.
Yeah.
Like they just can't concentrate for a full 60 minutes.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a long time.
It's hard to be an ADHD icon.
Ritalin's not going to last that long.
It really doesn't. Nope. So especially not when you're skating like that. Probably reacts badly with the smelling salts. It's a whole thing. Anyway, yeah, we sucked in the first period and it was a miracle. We were only down 1-0 at the end of it. But as the second period got underway, the boys finally found their sea legs or their ice legs or whatever it's called.
Some sort of legs.
And that period kicked off with a nice little opportunistic goal from our new fave, Justin Ritskovian. Unfortunately, Erik Karlsson restored the lead for the Penguins less than a minute later. But then Jason Robertson tied it up with a very robo goal.
Yeah.
It was just like, how do you describe it? Like,
I describe it as he was in the middle of the ice where you shouldn't let him be, and then he put it in the net, and he just lasered it. You're like,
yeah.
Don't let him be there with a shot on goal.
That's pretty much the way to do it. It was just like such a quintessential rowboat goal.
Yeah.
And then exactly 3 minutes later, Mikko Rantanen himself gave the Stars the first lead of the game. And then this was quickly followed up with another Stars goal, this one from Leon Bischel. And this one was a little controversial because...
yeah, a little controversial.
Well, right before the play, Erik Karlsson maybe hooked him a little bit, and Bish maybe held on to his stick a little bit to try and draw the call. And then Erik Karlsson immediately let go of his stick to try to draw a different call. And then Bish skated away with his stick and dropped it and then scored a goal.
Yeah.
And Erik Karlsson just like decided to stop playing in the middle of the play to yell at the ref for not calling Bish for stealing his stick, and was like just cursing him out.
Yep.
Like it was picked up on the mics, and it was a lot.
Yeah, he was swearing at Bish and the ref.
Yeah, there was a lot of swearing going on. And it's like, okay, should Bish have gotten a penalty for that? Yes. Should Karlsson have probably gotten a penalty? Also, maybe yes. But
should you keep playing defense if no whistle happens?
Yes, absolutely. Like Karlsson brought it on himself by stopping playing. And Bish did what like happens during games all the time. Somebody tries to hook you, you grab the stick.
Yeah.
Like, it's just what happens.
I think one of the announcers was like, well, Karlsson should have been holding on to his stick a little better.
Yeah. And that's really true. Like, I mean, everybody, like even sort of neutral people were like, well, he really let go of that stick very easily.
Yeah.
So, and I get it. Like the Stars had a lot of power plays at that point and the Penguins hadn't. And Karlsson was trying to like even that up. And I do think it's kind of bullshit that the ref was like, yes, I did see that, but I'm not calling it. Like,
yeah, sure.
This should have been called, but like it was just stupid.
Yeah, no, but it was fun to see him just swing around and laser one from.
Oh my God, it was such a sexy goal, and like I don't know, man. Like if it were against my team, I would be super furious, but because it was not, like it was really fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
like, it was really, really funny. And I'm not sorry about that. Like,
no, and that really goes to show too, you know, like when someone loses a stick and they don't pick it up, or the goalie loses a stick and they don't pick it, that's why they keep playing defense, because the second you it's just seconds. Like that's all it takes.
Yeah, no, this all happened in the course of about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Like it was very, very fast. But like, no, you don't stop in the middle of the play to yell at the ref.
No,
like,
you
it's
certainly
just
don't. Or like that guy last week who stopped to admire his hit and then got scored on.
Yes, exactly. There's a time and a place, and that's not the time and the place. I mean, technically, you should probably never yell at a ref. I think he did get an unsportsmanlike for that.
Oh, really? They all seem to swear at the refs, though.
Yeah, some refs take it easier than others, and I don't think that ref liked it very much.
Yeah.
Anyway, that put the Stars up 4-2, and then midway through the third, the Penguins scored to narrow the gap, but then Maverick Bourque put home not one, but 2 empty net goals, and the final score was 6-3 in favor of the Stars.
Yeah, they looked good. I thought Rantanen's goal was a good goal to get on your first game back, and it was also just, I would describe it as a sturdy goal.
I was going to say it was solid and meaty.
Yeah,
so
right.
Yeah, we're kind of on the same page with that. It was just like a meat and potatoes kind of goal.
Just real anchored.
Yeah, no, it was great. And I think, yeah, we all kind of showed up. I think it did probably help that there was no Crosby and no Malkin in that game.
It didn't hurt anything.
Yeah, it certainly didn't hurt anything. You know, although we did have Karlsson against us, who is, you know, a beast right now. So yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I will say that the calling in the game was pretty bad. Like it felt like somebody was always on the power play.
There were just nonstop penalties. And it wasn't like, I said this during the game, like it wasn't like a fighty, shovey, pushy game, but there were just so many penalties.
Just constant penalties.
Yeah.
And like a lot of them were pretty bizarre.
Yeah.
And I guess there were a lot of missed calls too, but I'm like, okay, but if those were called too, like the game would literally still be happening.
Right.
Like it was crazy. So I don't know. The pacing was weird, but we pulled out a win, which I felt like we needed morally. Like
it was a good time to get a win.
Yes. Yeah. You said that last night. You were like, it wasn't a must win, but it was a good win to get at this point in time. And that's exactly what it was. So a fun thing to note is that Jason Robertson's goal in this game was his 40th of the season. And because of this, he and Wyatt Johnston became the first pair of 40 goal scorers in team history. So that's 2 players with 40 goals in the same season.
Superstars.
Yeah. Who says that Stars don't have any stars? Not us. And then as of right now, the Stars are also the only team in the NHL with 2 40-goal scorers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Out of all the teams?
Out of all the teams.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, there's 40-goal scorers on other teams, but
sure.
not 2 of them.
Oh, interesting. All right.
That's pretty awesome. And then I just want to shout out a couple of the players from this week. Maverick Bork has 4 points in the last 3 games, 3 of them being goals. And yes, 2 of them were empty net goals. But since it feels like most of the Stars are allergic to scoring empty net goals, I totally count this.
You know, I joke about not counting empty net goals just to be funny. But yeah, with the Stars, it's like, oh, they put it in the empty net. That one counts.
Yeah, no, we have lost games before because we could not get an empty net goal.
There was one game last year or the year before, it was like 5 shots. They were like hitting
all
posts.
All different people, like going just an inch wide, hitting posts. Like
it was crazy.
It was so stupid. Like we literally cannot do it. So for Borky to get not just 1 but 2 in the same game, I was just like, you're a hero.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Justin Ritzkovian has 3 points in the last 4 games. 2 of them have been goals, and he's still doing his cute little fist pump celebration, and I love that.
Yeah, that energy translates like across the screen.
It really does.
Yeah.
He just seems so great and so full of energy, and I just think I think he's been so good for the team this year. Vibes. I'm telling you, vibes. Robo has had 5 points in the last 3 games, and 3 of them have been goals. Thomas Harley has had 3 assists in the last 3 games. Matt Duchesne is on a 5-game point streak. And R2 Huru isn't showing up a lot on the score sheet, but he has a 57.8% in faceoffs, which is excellent, especially for a young player. And it's especially important right now because 2 of our strongest faceoff guys are out. That's Rope and Radek Faksa.
Yeah.
So he's filling a really important role for us right now because there, again, have been games that we've lost specifically because we couldn't get the faceoffs that we needed.
Because Robo's taking faceoffs.
Right. So, you know, it's really an important thing. And it's like a thing that I think a lot of people don't realize how important faceoffs can be. But like winning possession at key times really, really comes in clutch. So
yeah, no, it's certainly like important, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Very important.
And Huru is still a rookie. I think he played 5 games with us last season. So that doesn't, count towards like being a rookie. You have to have a certain amount of games. So he's still a rookie. So for him to be doing that in a rookie season and getting like that, I mean, that's a very good percentage to have in general, but especially for a rookie.
Yeah.
So,
no, and it speaks to the depth when people are out.
People are stepping up. They're filling in. So even though, yes, we had some losses this week, again, I'm not super concerned. They were mostly kind of tight losses. There was the 3-2 one. There was a 2-1 one. The Jersey one was by far the worst with the 4 goals in the first period. But other than that, like we just came off a 15-game point streak. Like I think you have to look at the bigger picture. You can't just look at the last 3 games and be like, And even if you do look at those games, like look at the individual player stats and see who's stepping up and who's delivering. And, people are still contributing. Tuesday, they did lose to the Blue Jackets. I think it's important to keep perspective on that.
All right.
Well, that's all I'll say about that. My favorite ice criminal, Mason Marchment, did have a game winner for Columbus. So
no, I don't think so. I didn't go out birding today, so that was different.
Yeah.
I did, 3 miles and 4 hours yesterday, so my legs were cooked this morning. I was like, I can't go look at birds.
I know. I woke up and you were still in bed, and I was like, well, that's weird.
Yeah. No.
It was like 7:00 and you hadn't left yet.
Yep. No, I think I'm up to like 106 species in my life list, and we're up to like, 55 or 56 for the year. So
that's fantastic. Yeah. Now you're just trying to figure out your spring and summer birding wear.
It got hot real fast out there.
Yeah, you had all your winter clothes set, and now you're trying to figure out what to wear in the spring.
I tell you what, people also come out in the spring and like hang out in the outdoors, and I don't like it. They need to go. They need to go away.
People in your birding spot.
Oh my God! When it's 18 degrees out, nobody around.
Mm-hmm. On a nice 70-degree day, people everywhere.
Yeah.
So rude.
Yeah, no birding updates, but it's fun. So
that's good.
Yep.
Well, I didn't come up with a game this week because I thought we should do sort of a little check-in on the league, like a State of the Union.
I think that's good.
Because I figure you don't know what's going on.
I don't. Ray Ferraro was talking about like all the standings last night, and I was like, that's interesting. so this will be interesting for me.
Well, believe it or not, we're coming up to the end of the regular season. The regular season ends on April 16th, so very soon.
Oh, really? Oh, it's that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that's really approaching fast.
I'll tell you what, I didn't burn out this year because of the Olympics.
Yeah, no, the Olympics really, I think, helped a lot.
That break was real necessary.
It was a good reset.
Yep.
Each team still has approximately 10 to 12 games remaining, depending on various factors. As of recording time, which is Sunday morning, only 2 teams have guaranteed their spots in the playoffs, and that is the Colorado Avalanche and the Dallas Stars. Conversely, 2 teams have been eliminated from contention, and that is the Vancouver Canucks and the New York Rangers. So that leaves 28 teams still in the race, although some are better positioned than others.
Man, the Rangers are already out, huh?
Already out in March.
That's crazy.
That's really crazy.
Right?
Yeah, that's not something they wanted to have.
No, I don't think so.
Well, we can make some predictions about who else we're going to see. The Minnesota Wild realistically just need another point or 2 to cement their place in the playoffs. Even without winning, like I think just losses from LA and Seattle will help them out.
Right.
So that's the thing about this time of year. It's not just the points you get, it's the points that other teams lose.
Right. This is when we start tuning into games to fingers crossed that team loses, right?
Yeah. I mean, last year it came down to the 3 teams came down to like 1 game and if it went to OT or not.
Right.
It was crazy. And then like when it went to OT, that like eliminated 1 team, but then depending on who won, it came down to 2 other teams or something. It gets real. The math gets real crazy.
Yeah.
It's like the most interesting math has ever been to me in my life. Again, I was an English major.
And that puts everyone's thinking it's going to be Stars, Minnesota, right?
It's basically a set that it's going to be Stars, Minnesota as the 2nd and 3rd place in the Central.
Yeah.
The real thing we're trying to figure out now is who's going to be 2nd and who's going to be 3rd, because that determines home ice advantage in the first round of the playoffs.
Gotcha.
So that's really kind of the big thing. Up until last night, we were only, I think, a point ahead of Minnesota, but we won last night and Minnesota lost. So we now have, I think, 5 points on them, which is helpful.
Cool.
And yes, that helps a lot. But, it still is very, very close and things can happen. The Avs have pretty much sealed the deal as the President's Cup winners this year, and good for them.
So, that's the curse, huh?
That's the curse. That's the cursed spot.
So they're just going to be downhill once the playoffs start.
Allegedly.
All right.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Over in the Pacific, things are not set in stone, but at this point, Anaheim has a pretty solid chance of holding on to a playoff spot. They just have such a big lead on the other teams. Edmonton and Vegas are both currently in position as well, but with a few bad games for them and good games for other teams, things could change. So definitely still something to keep an eye on. In the East, Buffalo is probably a few games away from solidifying a spot in the playoffs, but they certainly stand the best chance out there. I would be really surprised if we don't see Buffalo and Tampa for the Atlantic. And then the third spot there could be a toss-up between Montreal and Boston, who are just 2 points apart right now.
Okay. I hope it's Montreal.
I do too.
Yeah.
I really have kind of forgotten about Boston this year. They just disappeared from my radar.
Yeah. As somebody that grew up in that area and like the Bruins were the thing, when they're, I don't know, they're kind of like non-existent to me in some way.
I feel like they lost Marchand and they lost their spark or something.
Right? Like, I don't even know, who am I going to watch? I'm going to watch Pasternak, like, great, but it's not him and Marchand. It's like him and...
I mean, we got Swayman. Kind of over him.
McAvoy. I don't tune in for McAvoy.
No, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. They're
not doing it for me.
They got rid of what's his face, Olmark, right?
Oh yeah, a couple seasons ago.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
No goalie hugs or anything.
No goalie hugs. No Rat Man.
Yeah, no goalie hugs. No Rat Man. Like, what is there to watch if there is no Rat Man?
We need a Rat Man.
We need a Rat Man. In the Metro, the Carolina Hurricanes are the clear leaders with 98 points, and another 2 or 3 wins for them should seal the deal. But this is probably the most tightly contested division. The Islanders are in second place with 89 points. Pittsburgh is in third with 88, and Columbus is right behind them with 87. So that's 3 teams that could, come in second and third there. As it stands, Columbus is in a wild card spot, but Ottawa and Detroit are only 1 point behind them, and Philly is only 2 points behind them. So the last few games of the season are going to be really critical. And then in the West, Utah and Nashville, surprisingly enough, are currently holding wild card spots.
Utah and Nashville.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's great for Utah. It's, kind of their second season as a franchise, although they really are still kind of Arizona, which was not historically a great team.
Nope.
And then Nashville, as we all know, has been a dumpster fire for a while.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's kind of weird to hear. Also, Nashville's in the Western Division.
Yes.
That's so weird to me.
I guess it's just geography, babe.
No, it's not geography.
I mean, it's just how they have to divide it. I don't know.
All right.
There's so many teams in the East that like...
I know. The East...
Well, they're in the they're in the Western Conference, but they're in... Are they in the Central Division? I think they're in the Central Division.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Central Division, but Western Conference.
Okay, sure. I'll allow that.
Right. But there are 5 teams within 4 points of Nashville, including the San Jose Sharks, and I would love to see them sneak in, but they've been having kind of a rough go lately.
Yeah, they're hot and cold, right?
Yeah, they are. So in short, we really don't know much of anything right now for sure, but I, for one, am really looking forward to seeing how it all shakes out.
Yeah, this is where it gets kind of fun and kind of interesting, and like you start paying attention to teams that you don't pay attention to, which also like leads into the playoffs where you're watching those teams. So this is like preseason for the playoffs or whatever.
It really is. And this season, I feel like we could really see some unexpected teams make it in, like because
like Buffalo.
I mean, yes, for sure. But there is just still a lot of teams that are still in the mix and still really fighting for it, like Philly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's a couple teams I'd really love to see get in the playoffs because it's the first time. Like I think Anaheim might be. I mean, I think it's a good chance Anaheim's in actually. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see who all makes it because I think it's going to look like a very different playoff bracket than last season. Yeah. And the last couple of seasons, really.
Yeah, it's going to be wacky races out there.
It sure is. And then finally, a lot of times we don't get to watch the Flyers games as they air because they're on at the same time as the Stars. But that won't be an issue tonight because the Flyers and the Stars will be playing each other. And I have to say, I'm honestly a little torn on this one. Because as we just talked about, the Flyers need as many points as they can get to have a chance of getting into the playoffs. And I really, really, really want them to make it into the playoffs. But the Stars are only, like I said, I think 5 points ahead of the Wild right now. And whoever is ahead at the end of the season, assuming we both stay in second and third, will get home ice in the playoffs. So it's a really big game for them for different reasons.
Yeah.
I have to say, the Stars are my number one forever girl. And the Flyers are my side piece. But I kind of want the Flyers to win this one.
Wow. This is breaking news.
I know. I feel like just such a shambles over here.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I think you know who I was going to root for, and it was going to be the Flyers.
Well, yeah, of course. So I guess in my ideal scenario, we go to OT. Maybe a shootout just for funsies, and the Flyers win. So the Flyers get the 2 points, but the Stars still get a point.
Okay.
So that's I guess what I'm hoping for. I feel like I'm such a bad fan, but like
I'm hoping for a blowout, 7-0.
All right. Well, be careful what you wish for because it might happen, but it might not happen in the way that you're hoping.
It's true. Isn't that how it goes when you make a wish or something?
Yeah, because it might not happen in the direction that you're hoping. Like, make sure you're not wishing on a monkey paw is all I'm saying.
Got to get rid of this monkey paw.
All right. And on that note, this is the end of regulation for this week's episode of Ice is Slippery. You can find us on Tumblr, Blue Sky, TikTok, and Instagram at Ice is Slippery Pod. You can also email us at iceisslipperypod@gmail.com, where we would love to get suggestions for games and hear your hockey hot takes. Until next week, stay out of the penalty box.